Hey everyone, welcome to Pickleball and Beyond. My name's Ryan.
My name is Vino.
And today we are joined with our CRBN Ambassador, Manny, to take a look at CRBN's new paddles. We have the TruFoam Genesis series.
Guys, today we're doing something a little bit different. It's not a full paddle review. This is our new paddle initial impression series. So thank you for coming and joining with us and helping us hit with these paddles. So we just really want to kind of talk about what our initial impressions were. You have been playing with this for some time. So do you want to start off saying, hey, how do you like these carbon paddles compared to their original series, and touch base, and then we can take it over as to what we felt.
Yeah, and which is your favorite so far as well?
Okay, yeah, I have been playing with the one. I got it about a week and a half ago. I played with it all through the week, and I actually played 2 tournaments this weekend with it. So my initial impression is I like a lot about it. Could use a little bit. I think the 1 is nice, but I think I will end up liking the 3 probably the most out of them once I add some weight and an overgrip and stuff like that. The 1, it definitely feels like it has a lot of dwell time, a lot of spin. My drives are good. Soft games, still getting used to it. It's sometimes you hit it and it'll hit it in an off spot, but I like them a lot so far.
So Ryan, let's just think. We just played with it a couple of hours, right? This is this TruFoam, very different to what we are used to as a core, right? How did you feel initially just playing with it? Was it a power paddle? Was it a control? Was it an all-around? Let's start there and kind of go from there.
Yeah, so just to grade these right off the bat, in front of me I have the CRBN 2. I would consider to be a control paddle, being the wide body, and then both the 1 and 3 I would say play as all-around paddles. But again, all 3 of them, you truly feel that unique technology in the paddle. I think I said it probably 85 times where I'm like, this feels weird, this feels different, this feels so weird. And what it really is all of these have that extra long dwell, especially the CRBN 2 with the bigger sweet spot. That's why I'm throwing that in the control. And then these played pretty similar, the 1 and 3. But definitely, it had power when you activated it, but with such long dwell, it still retained that control. That's why I place it in that all-around category. And just to round it out, all 3 of these had such amazing spin because they all have that just ridiculous dwell time on them.
And I'm going to continue where you left off, basically, in the spin and the dwell. When I played with it, when I touched it, I really didn't believe that it's going to have a lot of spin.
Yeah.
I served with it.
Because it's relatively smooth.
It's relatively smooth. It kind of reminded us like when the Ace Spade came, right?
Yep.
The surface is very deceiving. Yes, it's got grit. It's like this carbon fiber surface. I didn't think, okay, it's going to have a ton of spin. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. It had a ton of spin. And I think it's exactly that. It has a lot of dwell. The way the paddle plays as far as the dwell goes, I think is what makes this very different. The feel very different. I was expecting more power on it, but I felt like all of it had way more control than power at all. Yep. Any thoughts as far as like power and control goes, Manny?
I agree. I think that it's definitely, I would say that it's more of a lower or high power all core paddle, I would say. Not anywhere near like a super foam paddle, like a mod or anything like that. But it's definitely on the lower end, but it still gives you that feel. It's such a good feel when you hit the ball, I think, compared to others. The one I was using right before this was the Spartus Olympus, and that one you could tell had a lot more pop, but it didn't have as much feel when you were playing with it.
I like what you were talking about, the feel, and it goes on to see the amount of weight that you have kind of put on it.
Yep.
Just brand new, just playing with it, it feels very light. Get what I mean? Yep. And you said you had added quite a bit of weight, and that really made a lot of difference on how it felt like the ball playing throughout. Finally, Ryan, adaptability. Is it an easy paddle to pick up and play, or you're going to?
So I think it's funny. My answer would be if you were new to pickleball, I think they're relatively easy to introduce into it. But if you're experienced, it was a little different getting used to that new core, which is just something I don't really say about a paddle often. For a paddle that I feel does have good control, but it's just a slightly different feeling, and maybe it's just a player by player basis. But overall, you could get used to these paddles pretty quick, though.
Yeah, again, thank you so much. Thank you, Manny, for
Yeah,
coming.
thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and he's a Carbon ambassador. We'll have his code on the screen as well below. So if you want to grab any Carbon paddles, please use his code. This is the first time us trying a paddle impression video. Please reach out to us, comment if you want us to do a full review on these paddles. We'll do a little bit more testing. We didn't get to play test like the other paddles that we have. Please subscribe. We love hearing from you. Please comment. Hope to see you in another paddle review.